much. And hello and welcome to our Celletoi live reveal event. We're coming to you live from Ballina in northern New South Wales. So hello to everybody who's tuning in across Australia and New Zealand. It's so good to have you here. And of course, our live studio audience. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Well, I'm joined tonight by a very special individual, and she has had her hands on some of the world's most famous celebrities in LA. And she has partnered with us. She's a skincare expert. She's been in the profession for about 20 years now. And she's joined us here at Isogenics to really help us launch this incredible line of Celletoi products. So Ingrid, thank you so much for joining us and joining the Isogenics family.
Absolutely, my pleasure, Steve. It's so great to see everyone.
And how good does the set look?
Yeah.
Well, the team have done an amazing job, So Ingrid, before we start tonight, I thought it'd be really cool if we spend a little time with each other, just so everybody at home gets to know who Ingrid Seaburn is. So tell me a little bit about it. So what was it, 20 years ago, that really just propelled you into this world of skincare? What was it that just drove you?
I moved over to LA and I married an American at the time, and I was ready for, I was at a point in my life where I really wanted to change in career, and I'd always had a passion for skincare. So it was a natural fit. The environment in LA was, very glamorous, very health oriented, very, skin health oriented. So it was a great opportunity to work, and it is my passion. It has been my passion for 20 years, and probably before then as well. So, to be able to have that opportunity over there was fantastic, and I'm very grateful for it. I learned a lot.
I bet.
A lot. Yeah.
I bet. So can you tell us a little bit about who you might have had your any famous people we might know?
Yeah, well, I mean, there were lots, but a lot of them you had to sign a confidentiality agreement, which is, I think, probably stands to this day. But I did look after the Desperate Housewives at the time, which was really fun. And Terry Hatcher, who I used to go to her house and sort of prep her for things like the Golden Globes and the Emmy Awards, and it was all very exciting. It was as you imagine it would be, and it was a wonderful opportunity. Rachel Griffiths, our Australian actress who was over there at the time, and then a little bit of the rock and roll crowd as well, which was kind of fun, and the rock stars' wives, the Guns N' Roses rock stars' wives, and it was kind of this blend of these amazing actresses, and a very it was an extremely glamorous and fun environment to be a skin therapist in. And I enjoyed it. And I worked very hard. If someone wanted to see me, at 3 o'clock that day and it was 2:15, I said yes. So, but it was worth it.
I'm sure you've got some fun stories you can tell me later on.
Yes.
But, I know.
No, Steve, I was very well behaved actually.
Well, I know part of your whole ethos, Ingrid, is really about good nutrition on the inside and the outside, and that's important to you. And I think that really kind of fits really well with what we have at Isogenics. And we've been, doing great nutrition for 20 years now. But can you talk to us a little bit about the importance of that and how that affects your skin?
Yes, I was really happy to work with you guys because it seemed like the perfect fit. Because for me, there is a definite connection between skin health and overall health. I think most of us know that now. Your skin is the largest organ on your body. It really, when you're not healthy, your skin shows it. So it's really important to, that your skin also reflects how good you feel on the inside. So for me, that philosophy, that holistic philosophy of, overall wellness is very important. And I think it really goes hand in hand with, you can't have healthy skin if you don't have a healthy lifestyle and healthy body and take care of both.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
yeah.
And it's just such an exciting time right now because I think we have the full circle now covered with isogenics in that whole inner and outer health and beauty, right? So really excited for this.
Yeah, and I think too, I mean, the fusion of skincare and wellness has become pretty tight now, right? So especially over the last year with COVID, I think people have really taken the time, the opportunity to look at their health and look at their skin. So yeah, really good timing, perfect timing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to this question next because you walk into David Jones, Mecca, Sephora these days. It's wall to ceiling with skincare.
Yeah.
It can be overwhelming. You don't know what to choose. Where do you go to? So, what do you look for in a good skincare today? What are some of those key factors that you look for?
That's a really good question, and it is overwhelming. And sometimes, as a skin expert, I assume that people know more than they do. And I also think it is really overwhelming for most people, and it's confusing and it's ever changing. So, the fundamentals are, with skincare products is, first and foremost, that it's got to be something that, is natural in its base, is going to synergize with, whatever the supplements that you're taking, and also that the ingredients are going to reach, specifically your dermis, which will ensure that you're really looking at the way your skin functions at a cellular level. So that's key. How to know that is difficult. So that comes with education and learning and really getting to understand and recognize different ingredients in products. And there are definite levels, of quality of products. And sometimes it's more about marketing and packaging than it is the actual ingredient list and the quality of that. So it really is about educating and getting to know those different ingredients and that's what I'm here for tonight.
Yes. Well, Ingrid, you've been using our skincare now for just over a month or two, I'd say.
Yes, loving it.
And also been trialing our collagen elixir, which you also
yes,
love,
I'm
right?
addicted to that. I've got to hit you up for more too.
I did this
My daughter
the
likes
other
it
day.
too. My daughter still, she's like, we're just,
But when I gave you the Celletoi line,
Yeah.
what were instantly some of the things that maybe would have stood out to you? I know you're going to go through it in
Yeah.
just a second, but what were some of those things that you were like, this is cool?
I always look at what's in everything. So that's, I couldn't work with any product that I didn't actually really believe in, because that's important, I think. And secondly, with the Celletoi range, the combination, and we'll go into this, with the slides, is that combination of really good botanical ingredients, the technology behind the way that they've been formulated, I thought was really great. I'm all about not only what it feels like on your skin, but what is it doing. That's more important than anything. So for me, I've got a couple of favourite things in the range, but the overall cohesive, ritual of the range I've really enjoyed, and I'm seeing the results because I know they are good ingredients, good products, and not only good ingredients, but developed, and the science behind them is solid.
Yeah.
So that was important for me.
Well, talking about the science behind it, I know we're about to go through it in just a minute, because I know everybody's dying to understand a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
So with that, we're going to spend some more time together at the
Yes.
end, Ingrid. But once again, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all your time, all your effort up until this point, partnering with us here at Isogenics. It's been so great to get to know you over the last couple of weeks, and yeah, I'm just excited for everybody at home and the audience here to really learn about our Celletoi line tonight. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it a hand for Ingrid Sieber.
One of the things before we start, get me off the screen now. Before we start, it was important, I said to Steve earlier that it was important for me to be able to talk to you guys tonight in a way that you don't feel overwhelmed with the science and the technology of it all, that you understand the range, enough to feel confident to then go out and, pass on that knowledge to your customers, which is really important, and share, this exciting new part of isogenic. So let's just start at the beginning. So Celletoi, obviously, just a little footnote, Celletoi, what is Celletoi? Cell is French for one. The cell is the smallest unit, a molecule, and toi is French for you. So there you go, Celletoi. A little bit of
the one for you.
Yeah. So the range itself has been inspired by K-beauty. Now I think that's interesting because K-beauty, Korean beauty, is a wave of popular skincare philosophies, I guess you would say, that has sort of taken the world by storm. So I think it's kind of smart on Isagenic's part to follow their lead. They do it very well, and the whole concept behind Celletoi was that we would do a K-beauty style of thinking with the product, and that was primarily based in peptides and botanicals, that combination. And the Koreans do that very well, but they do a lot of steps, like never ending. It's probably confusing for most people. So to be able to kind of shorten that, that step skincare ritual down to a doable, sensible routine that is doable for anyone was very important for this range. So yes, inspired by the K-beauty, science and technology, but also now we've translated that into something that's a little more simple, but just as effective and just as results driven, which is important. Okay. So the Celletoi difference. There's a lot of great things in this skincare range, and I'll go through these 4 points, and I won't go on and on each point, but I'll just quickly go through them for you. So unique, patented ingredient and delivery technologies. Now, one thing that I have always said, even before I met Steve, and this is why I liked Celletoi, is it's very important. You can have a really good skincare, or you can have a serum with a lot of really good ingredients in it, but the most important thing that you should ask and should know is how does it deliver to where it needs to go. So that's really key. And a lot of skincare ranges might have nice ingredients, but they don't necessarily have a savvy delivery system, what we call a delivery system. So that's a really important thing. So Celletoi have created this very unique delivery and technology, and that put me off that phone. Taxi. I'm just joking. Where was I? Anyway, we will get back to the delivery system, but that's really key, and I will go into what that is in a couple of minutes. So, dermatologists tested and safe for all skin types. That is kind of a standard thing, or a benchmark for any brand or product that you want your clients to feel like this has been tested, and it's not going to do any harm to your skin, to your health. In fact, it's going to do good things. So that's kind of a tick of approval. Simplified approach, which I touched on earlier. It's very important that we created something or Celletoi or something that you guys could then go out, and it was savvy. It was all the things that a good skincare range had, but it was simplified to the point that you could sell it with confidence and use it with confidence and ease and get the results without spending an hour in the bathroom every night trying to remember different steps. So that was really important. And I guess this is a company thing with Isagenix. It's obviously if you're not happy with it, you don't see results, then you talk to Steve. Not me. Okay. This is the right Steve.
That's right.
Give him your number. Okay. So moving right along. Okay, this is kind of the fine print again, but again, it's very important, the fine print, because we are now sort of living in an age where very much trending, I guess you could say, is, important things like chemical-free product. It's really important. It's kind of like if it's got all the nasties in it, then you obviously are not going to sell it with confidence, when you're talking about healthy life and wellness, right? So Hydroquinone, I'll just quickly run through them. Obviously everything's animal tested free. That's so important. That's really cool, I think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who even would do that anymore? That would be horrible. So Hydroquinone is, and these are things that's without. Hydroquinone is a lightening chemical that was used, for hyperpigmentation. It's toxic to the skin, to body. Nobody should use that, and we're certainly not using it. Now, these are just the list. The SLS, the sodium lauryl ether, sulphate. They're all nasties that we've probably seen on the back of shampoo bottles and so on, and we kind of know that they're bad. We certainly don't want them in this range. They're not in the range. Mineral oils will congest skin, so we want to avoid those. All the other usual ones: synthetic fragrances, sulfate detergents, parabens. Sometimes people don't know what a paraben is. Parabens, when someone says it's paraben free, basically means that it is preservative free, or it's a chemical preservative free. You can have natural parabens. And then a couple more of the nasty chemical based ones. So they're all things that are important for this range to say, look, if someone is, and most people are quite aware of it, you want to be able to say, we don't have these things in our range, and then focus on what we do have. But it is important to know what we don't have, so that's key. So, and there's a list of, and you'll probably get the information, I guess, tonight, or you probably already do have it, of each product and what is in each product, and that list again, so that people are aware. So, the barrier to healthy, youthful skin is so many things. The barrier, it's interesting, I've seen a lot of things over the last 20 years in skincare. One of the interesting things that has now happened is in skin that we've evolved from doing a lot of really what we call trauma-based treatments, and that is a lot of high percentage peels, really a lot of laser. I felt like when I came back from LA that I felt like Australian women were lasering themselves within an inch of their lives, and it was too much, and they were literally just ruining over a long period of time your skin's lipid barrier. So that's the first line of defense, right? You'll probably hear a little bit about that now. So it is important that we protect that first line of defense, and there are things in this skincare range that will help you to do that, and you can also explain to your customers, and they will love you for it. Because it is, now we've kind of shifted in our thinking, You know, we're doing less aggressive things, or we're doing, you know, trauma-based things, but we're giving our skin a break, and we're making sure that we protect that lipid barrier, that first line of defense. So, and the interesting thing is, and I'll talk about this as we go along as well, that, you know, your skin has its own immune system, you know, that what we call the biome. So that is that first, you know, barrier of defense. And that's really important. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but if you can say that to your clients, your customers, they'll get it. They'll get it. So, yeah, the secret. What is the secret to glowing, healthy, young-looking skin? The ingredients and the products that you use have to change the way your skin functions at a cellular level. That is key. So we need to offer that. We need to be able to see results that are based on that, and that's really important. Otherwise, it's not doing much. Yeah, it might feel nice, but it's not really doing much. And there is a difference, and you know, you can combine both, but reaching, you know, changing your skin at a cellular level is really, it's so important, right? It's what we're here for tonight. Okay, so our solution. So the solution, you know, I just briefly talked also about the delivery system. So the delivery system that Celletoi has is unique to Celletoi. It's been developed, it's called the Ceratosome technology. This is going to sound really sciencey and maybe confusing, I might lose you at some point, but bear with me, because it's really key. So when we talk about delivery systems with skincare, there's something that's used called liposomes. Have you ever heard about liposomes or liposomes? And you've probably seen it on ads and thought, I don't even know what that is. So a liposome basically is the cell membrane. You know, you have a cell and you have sort of a membrane that protects the cell, and that's made up of like fatty acids, and you know, it protects the cell within your body. So there is a way of mimicking that cell membrane, and that's called a liposome. And what happens is that you can take ingredients, and what you do is you encapsulate those ingredients into a liposomal capsule, and your skin says, oh, I recognize you, you can come in. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah. Right? Easy way of explaining it. So that's what a liposomal delivery system is. Your skin recognizes that liposome, says, oh yeah, come right down to us down here in the cells. So the Ceratosome technology is Celletoi's unique liposome delivery system that they have created. Ceratosome, it has ceramides and lecithin, and they are both found naturally occurring in your body, and they're essentially fatty acids that, you know, are part of that membrane, and it's a guaranteed way of delivering those ingredients into your skin. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Okay, so does that make sense? Yeah. So with this skincare range, it has 4 what we're calling proprietary blends. So there are 4 unique parts of this range that will set you apart from other skincare ranges that you can talk about with your customers. So the first, it is really primarily based around peptides and botanicals. So that combination with the delivery system is really key. And while I think of it, I'll explain quickly what a peptide is, because if you don't understand what a peptide is, you might not understand the rest of what I'm about to say. So maybe we'll do that one first. So a peptide essentially it's the building blocks of protein, these little chains, amino acid chains, that stimulate something called fibroblasts, and they produce collagen in the skin. So those peptides are essential to make the fibroblasts make the collagen. So that's what peptide technology is. So you can create peptides outside of the body that mimic the body's peptides and deliver them in to enhance and support your own collagen production or your own fibroblast stimulation. So that's what a peptide is. So one of the first proprietary blend is the Celletoi PDRN, and this is a naturally occurring amino acid from Scandinavian salmon that is very closely mimicked, or has the same sort of nucleic, am I saying that right? Nucleic sequence as your own peptides, amino acid peptides. So again, these are about things that your body recognizes and says, yep, come in, you're going to support us, that's great, right? Help us build that strong, network, that framework of collagen to firm your skin. So this is a really important thing for firming and tightening your skin. Again, you probably won't remember all of this, but when you leave, it'll be like there was a lot of different blends, and it'll all become very easy for you once you kind of get used to the words and how to use the product and sell the product. So, but that's the first proprietary blend. The second one is called Celletoi Dermatox Biome, and this is again going back to the barrier. So that the barrier support, that first level of defense, that first line of defense for your skin, very important. So your skin has its own biome, and biome essentially is that flora, that sort of first layer where it is protecting, from disease getting into your skin. It's like if you don't you have that protective layer, then your skin is going to be much more susceptible to infection and disease. So that biome is really important, and that's made up of like the good bacteria, the probiotic, and your skin has its own flora system, its own immune system. So that's really important. So the Celletoi Dermatox Biome supports that system, and that's really key. So that's a very important thing to remember. And obviously, if you're supporting and you have that good protective barrier, your aging is going to slow down, which we like. Okay, so the Celletoi Botanical Blend, the third proprietary blend. This one is a combination of different herbs or botanicals, lavender, rosemary, oregano, and thyme. So they're not usual. Lavender, yes, is pretty usual. Rosemary, yes. Oregano and thyme, not so well known, but really great antifungal, antibacterial properties. Again, they're really part of the protective properties of the skincare range. And the most important thing about this botanical blend is the use of a procedure or a way of maximizing efficacy called solid fermentation, and that is really just taking those raw materials and delivering the best of them, in the most pure way, into your skincare range, into your skin. Does that make sense? Steve, how are we going? Okay. Moving right along. I'm loving this thing. It's great. Okay. Last but not least, not last, the Celletoi Peptide Blend. So now that we all know what a peptide is, it kind of makes more sense why we got so many of them in the product, right? So this is there's different forms of peptides. This is a plant-based collection of amino acid peptides, and this is one that is full of antioxidants, nutrients, all sorts of benefits for your skin. Again, anytime we talk about peptides, we're talking about firming, supporting that structure, really producing more collagen and supporting the production of your own collagen, right? So that is really important, and this particular blend is only found in the serum. So the serum really, every step of the skincare range is important, but the serum is extra important. A serum is always extra important because that is really the most concentrated part of your routine, right? That's where everything is kind of packs some punch. And this one is the serum is the only one that has this specific peptide blend, and I do love it. Okay. And then a couple of extra things which are very important actually. So snow algae, you guys can read this. So a couple of things that the botanicals that are again supporting that skin barrier. Snow algae will do that. Tripeptide 5 is again another. There are various forms of peptides, different peptides, botanicals. You know, this is a really good. Tripeptide 5 is a really good, actually well-known version of peptides that is worth having in any skincare range. Again, you know, all supportive, helping that structure, you know, firming your skin, helping with elasticity, all those things that you need to support your skin at a cellular level, right? And sodium hyaluronate is amazing, and of course most of you would probably, ladies, you would know what hyaluronic acid is, right? So we've kind of left that over the last couple of years. So this is hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is really important for your skin because it helps your skin to hold water, a water molecule. So it holds hydration, so it makes you look more hydrated for longer periods of time. Who doesn't want that? Yes. So sodium hyaluronate usually sits in the epidermis though. So this is something that will, you know, support and plump your skin, and a really, really good ingredient and an essential ingredient in a good skincare range. So we love that. And then plant-based stem cells.
Sorry.
Stem cells. Well, stem cells is an interesting one because you know, there's all sorts of different regulations around stem cells, but these ones are proven and fabulous and really an incredible part of this range actually. So the C-phenol and C-poly are the two ingredients that we have put into the range, and they really again will support not only the barrier but the you know, cellular function and the general health of your skin, because really what is a stem cell? Well, it's a cell that replicates for another cell, right? So that's what we're going for, you know, and at a fast rate. So very important part of the range. So, oh my goodness, we are done with the explaining of the proprietary blends. Before we go, do you want to answer questions, Steve, or just no?
We'll do it afterwards.
Do it after, okay. Okay, so let's go on to what we're here for, and that is the actual skincare products. So the ritual, don't you love that word, ritual? Yes. I love that word, ritual. So the ritual of this Celletoi skincare range starts obviously with the cleanser, and we finish with a beautiful hydrating cream. So the moisture balancing foaming cleanser. This is an interesting one because foaming cleansers usually by definition are more drying than a cream-based cleanser. And this one bucks the system. This one will hydrate and moisturize, but it is a foaming cleanser. So it's a really nice way to rid your skin of, you know, toxins and environmental, you know, pollutants. It has something in it called Cradiellia Extract. Did I say it right? Every time I've tried to film this week with videos, I can't get that word. I don't know. So, and that's an interesting one too, because it comes from a tree, obviously, the Cradiellia tree, and its property is that it can hydrate and clean at the same time. That's the best way of explaining it.
Love it.
So we do love that. Citric acid is an AHA, but it's also an AHA that an AHA is an alpha hydroxy acid. So, but it's an obviously a citric, as in citric fruit. It is not only a mild exfoliant, but it can exfoliate and hydrate at the same time. So that combination in the cleanser is really great. And this cleanser is good for all skin types, which is important. And will take you through all the seasons. And it will do that because it is hydrating, so it's not going to dry your skin out. It's pretty fabulous, actually. So this one, the treatment toner. So this one is actually my favourite at the moment. I go through, it's like favourite children. This is my favourite child. So, and this one is interesting because a lot of people, Steve was telling me, have been a bit confused about toner. A traditional toner, you'd wipe off. And that, like years ago, we'd do a toner and wipe off. Like, this is really more of a treatment gel. And it's not a toner, you don't take it off. It has all the proprietary blends in it, and it is a beautiful way to get all those proprietary blends. And it has something in it called glycerin, and glycerin is not an uncommon ingredient, but it's an essential ingredient for hydrating your skin because it is a humectant. So, and a humectant is something that helps your skin to hold water. So I think you'll find that when you use this toner, or the treatment toner, and use lots of it, and don't forget all these areas, and just bathe yourself in the treatment toner, and your skin will feel super hydrated and like you're ready for the next step, and it's just lovely. So it's really important. And then the third step is the Phytopeptide Serum. So this is the one that has the Peptide Blend in it. This is really, again, the most important part of your skincare routine because this is the most ingredient dense serum, ingredient dense product. And it is a really great way to get all those beautiful proprietary blends delivered in a pretty concentrated amount. And it will leave your skin feeling pretty good, pretty hydrated, pretty glowy. You'll love it. You'll love the feel of it on your skin. It's amazing. So, and last is the anti-aging hydrate cream. So at the end of all this, 4 steps, so easy, right? So the fourth step, the anti-aging hydrate cream, is a more thick kind of night cream, but also for day as well. And this contains shea butter, and you probably know what shea butter is. It's a beautiful emollient, for softening skin. It's a botanical, that it really is the gold star of emollient-based products. It's natural, which is beautiful. And also the cream has niacinamide in it. And actually the serum also has niacinamide in it. So I'm a huge fan of niacinamide. Niacinamide, you've also probably seen, is B3. And B3 niacinamide helps you oxygenate your skin, bring that beautiful blood flow. And anytime you get the blood flow and the oxygen, you get more nutrients and you're winning, right? So, okay, so that is it from me. You're going to walk away tonight and you're going to be like, I got this, this is going to work for me.